Well, once again, we begin with the fires on the western slope. The Lee Fire, the Elk Fire have now burned a combined 135,000 acres in Rio Blanco County. And we have learned those fires destroyed 5 homes and more than a dozen other structures as well. I'm glad you're with us this Tuesday night. I'm Shannon Ogden. And our crews today toured some of the burn area there. Denver7's Allie Jenner-John shows us what the firefighters, hundreds of them now, are up against.
Tagging along with fire officials.
So right now we just came up to a road closure. We're the first car in a line of cars that are heading out to the Lee Fire right now. They just let us onto the Highway 13 corridor, so we're going to take you with us. We're about to get our first look at some of the burn scars.
Finding a safe spot to stop, stepping out onto a scorched black moonscape. Operations Section Chief with the Rocky Mountain 3 team, Tyler Nathy, describing those drought-stricken conditions as near impossible to work with. I pulled him aside while in the fire zone.
There's a lot of homes in here behind us, and so we got up in closer to behind the homes.
I asked him how only 3 homes have been destroyed when nearly 117,000 acres are burning.
We utilized some heavy equipment and some dozers to put in some line with scraping the ground and clearing the fuels away from that. And then as the main fire approached, we do some defensive strategic firing to carry fire around and create a buffer for those properties.
We're getting our first look at the first set of flames we've seen since our coverage of this fire. You see that orange, that red glow in the distance, even getting stronger just while we've been out here.
The tour lasted 2.5 hours, the smoke making even the most seasoned firefighters' eyes burn. A battle for first responders with no end in sight at times. The community of Meeker saved by their selflessness.
Whenever you have terrain that's really tricky, really steep, really cliffy, really edgy, it's dangerous, right, to put firefighters in there because there's not a lot of ways to get out.
Now thanking them. In Meeker, Allie Jenner-John, Denver7.
Well, and the Lee Fire already is one for the history books, 5th largest ever in Colorado, 120,000 acres. And there are now 1,088 men and women right there in Rio Blanco County fighting it. And I talked with Rocky Mountain Area Complex Incident Management Team 3, which is coordinating that firefight. And you can see here, look at the fire. That's the fire behind Bethany Urban. And I asked Urban to help us understand that work being done. What don't people understand about fighting a fire this size?
This particular fire has proved so challenging because of the incredibly drought-stressed fuels that we're dealing with. You know, we're dealing with live fuels that are burning as if they're dead fuels. They're burning as if they're dormant, like it's August. They're drier than a 2x4, literally, wow. Some of those fuels. So, you know, when you have the combination of that type of dry fuel and then the type of critical fire weather that we've had come in, this fire is moving and behaving at a rate that we can't always get people right next to it. So we have to keep looking for, you know, various levels of opportunity that would be the most successful. Sometimes that's a little bit further away from the fire, and sometimes that's going to create kind of what we call a bigger box for that fire.
Now, Urban says the bone-dry pinyon juniper and the sagebrush in that area is burning so hot and so fast that at one point over the weekend, the fire grew a mile in less than 30 minutes.